road again. I got up really early this morning to get on the road because I did not get as far as I wanted yesterday. So I got 8 hours drive today. Day 4. Didn't sleep very good. That remote place, and then the fear with the elk and people wandering. So bizarre. So I didn't sleep super great. I had a really beautiful start to the morning. I did the green Tara initiation, and it was really beautiful to re-meet green Tara and actually discover like how connected we currently are to her life on Karnak before it transcended into the Sirius star, solar, whatever. But that they were using their free will to create suffering, pain, war, disease, and that they seeded all of these golden dragon ascended masters to create a tipping point on their planet to return the planet back to its natural state, to a higher enlightened state, actually, not natural, a higher enlightened state, I guess. This is just my own understanding. But I'm just like, okay, this is what's happening right now. All right, the wars, the disease, the ownership of land, and the monocultures and commodifications of everything. It like breaks my heart. I went to that bookstore in Mt Shasta hoping to find some cool local art, and it was kind of junk. It was the gongs are beautiful, of course. The bookstore was fun, but everything else was kind of like shit that you buy on Amazon. And it made me think of this store in Bali that in English big block letters that it is called the Same Shit Store. Same shit store. It's the same shit as you're gonna get everywhere else. They were even selling the same hemp clothes that my ex-husband sells at his CBD shop that he gets from China. Like just cheap shit that's like touristy garbage. And I'm just like heartbroken by it, because here we are at this sacred site, this portal of pilgrimage that many people take for very different reasons. Everyone has different reasons for going there. And there's no natural local art, it just kind of made me feel sad. I did buy some blue lotus flowers there because I'm out at home, and the Sacred Sites book. Oh, and the mudra cards, because I didn't know that there was a second one. So, but I didn't. This actual pine cone that I got was the only handmade thing that I found there, and it was just a vendor walking around the waterfall. Ronnie and Bonnie, they were so cute. I was like, oh, me and my husband are Jenny and Jerry. And they really loved the camper. I walked around the camper and showed them all the things. And so I was just kind of sad. And then, even food stores, there's no home food stores anymore. It's, Burger King, McDonald's, Wendy's, Jack in the Box. And it's like, where's the home cooking? Why does everything have to be commodified? Why does everything, we have created, we're in this age of technology, and we have so many technological advances to supposedly make our life easier, and save us time. But, it's like, despite all of these advances to help save us time, we're still rushing everywhere and feel busier than we've ever been before, and we just never have enough time, right? It's like this race against the clock. We gotta hurry, gotta rush, gotta go. And oh, it just breaks my heart because I can't stop anywhere and like just talk to a person that's cooking the food. You know, I can't go into a shop where there's the artist. The drive home, I got up, did the green Tara initiation, which was really beautiful, packed up and headed out, mapped my course. On the road out was the two falls to hit. I hit McBride Falls, and it was beautiful but super touristy. There was a lot of people there. And then I hit Barney Falls, and there were less people there. Oh, there were still a lot of people there, but it was like bigger. And I ran into some really cool people. The very first, I walk over this bridge, and there's a group of Asian women, and they're having a little snack, and I'm just smiling at them, and they were just like, hey, looks like you guys found a great spot to just chill. And they're like, oh yeah, you want some? I'm like, sure, what you got? And one woman offered a Tupperware with homegrown apples, homegrown organic apples is what she said, pesticide free, to her words. And then the other one offered this bag that had Korean writing all over it. And do you want to try one of these? And I'm like, well, what is it? They're like, one woman's like, oh, it's so spicy. And I was like, I like spicy, you know? So I pull one out that's a really long strip, about this long and super skinny. And I'm eating it, and they're like, it's fish. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not, like, the spice isn't hidden, but it's sweet. And it was really interesting. We just had a good little laugh about it. And they're like, you want more? And I was like, no, I'm good, thanks. And they all kind of chuckled. And then I met this cute old couple sitting on a bench, taking a right breather from the hike. And then this beautiful bluebird. It was like a blue jay, but it had like this black mohawk on its head. Its like head was black. Never seen anything like that. Crossing over this bridge, and this family is trying to take a picture, and I was like, here, let me take your picture for you, because you know the mom was not in it. I know how that feels. So they're like, let me take your picture. And then they offer to take my picture on the bridge, which was super cute. Then I walk up to the huge, beautiful falls, and just, oh, breathtaking. And you feel the mist just washing over you. And there's a group of again, some more Asians, and they were taking pictures in this ancient regalia, and doing these beautiful, you know, traditional bows. And so I talked to them and asked them about their what they were wearing, and what their, you know, the little art project that they had going on. And I got their Instagram account so I could follow them if they publish it. And they offered to take my pictures in front of the waterfall, and they took some great ones. Oh my God, one of my favorite pictures of the whole trip, because it's like my whole body. It's not just a selfie. And then I walked down to the water and got as close as I could to the waterfall, and I got to this one rock, and I looked up, and the sun was literally setting on the waterfall, and it created this golden cascade of light around, a halo of light around and down. And I just was like, just like my laugh cry that happens when I'm just so overwhelmed with emotions and like gratitude, and like what a gift that I get to witness this, you know, and like that it's happening for me. There's no one else in this space. Everybody else is over there or up there, you know. Like I got as close as I could, and as I walked a little further away, the sun was in a different place, right? So I'm just standing on this one rock, and the sun hits that one waterfall. It's like literally pouring over me this golden light. And it's just like moments like that make me feel so like loved and seen and held by the divine. And I think there's also like this, like, thank you for witnessing me, you know, from nature. And that's why it, like, I feel like nature just shows off for me. In fact, this morning I stopped to clean my windshield because the sun was rising and there were bugs all over, and I just can't see. The clerk was outside smoking, and I just hop out, good morning, and He's like, oh yeah, morning. And I was like, man, is this sunrise always this beautiful here? And he looks up and goes, no, it's the clouds. The clouds are doing it today. And I'm like, oh, it's me. She's showing off for me. She wants to show her colors. But it's true. Like, nature really does show off for me, you know. Multiple times on this trip, I've had people say, oh, you came at a great time. This isn't normally like it this way. You know, like the rabbit brush that's all over, like just lining the highway right now, freeway, whatever I'm on, interstate. You know, it was like the universe, like, because I think I witness it, because I think I see it and I honor it and I give gratitude for it, it wants to like show off for me. Like, you know, when someone sees you and you're like, oh yeah, and you like sit up taller and you fix your hair or your clothes, or, you know, it's like, yep, when you're being witnessed, you want to put on your best show. So it just kind of feels like that for me, with nature, this beautiful relationship that I have with Pachamama, Mama Gaia, Mother Earth. She really does show off for me. Just this rabbit bush is just so beautiful right now. Then I I wanted to stop in Susanville to check out that Lilith's place bookstore, whatever store that I found. And right as I pull into town, the street is dead, empty, and I was like, oh, it's Sunday in a small town, everything's closed. But I'm still driving really slow by, and I look in, and there's no street parking, but the light's on. So I pull over, and I walk in, and the door's open, I walk in, but the girl working there looks at me like, and I was like, oh, hey, are you open? And she's like, oh, no, you just missed us, we're closed. Then we're closed on Monday, you can come back on Tuesday. And I was like, oh, I'm driving home to Utah, so I'll just have to stop the next time I come through, I guess. She's like, oh, no, come on in. So she stayed open for me, and we just had this, her name is Bear. We just had this really beautiful conversation, and she was talking about the shop like it's an entity, and asked the shop to show you what it wants you to have, you know, and we're just like, how cute, you know. I just love that, because, you know, we're really working on the studio and going, okay, the studio is its own entity. What does the studio want, and how do we support the studio and what the studio wants, where the studio wants to go, instead of trying to control it, you know, like a child, and telling it where to go and what to do, allowing it to express itself on its own. And this store is so cute. This is everything that I was hoping for in Mount Shasta. All homemade stuff, hand knitted, witches hats, fairy crowns. I did get myself a fairy crown. I'm so cute with the butterfly on it. Spell jars, but the very first thing that actually stuck out to me, because I just walked through the whole store at first just to get a good little feel for everything, was this old book about Joan of Arc, which is really, really interesting. It's an old book, and when I opened it last night, reading it in the camper, it was just like, oh, the smell of old books is just so, there's something about the smell of a musty old book that just unlocks a portal to different realms in your mind, I think. It's like, prepare to be awed, and prepare to be taken to another place and time, and so I found that book. I got a cute little spell jar for home, safety, love, whatever, magnet, and the fairy crown. And then they also had like some paranormal stuff in there, so I was talking to her about it, like, oh, my husband's a paranormal investigator and our studio is haunted and we do investigations there. She's like, really? Well, if you ever want to come through, if he ever wants to come here, the hospital I was born in is totally haunted. People love doing that. She gave me her card with her phone number so we can go back and, you know, because I would love to take Jerry back through this, or even the kids, and anybody who wants to come. Let's go. Let's do who wants to go on a pilgrimage? Yeah, so got her number. It was really great, and just thanked her so profusely. I hugged her for staying open for me. Like, just again, just another gift from the universe. I was kind of hoping to make it to Pyramid Lake, again, because it was just so beautiful, and it was about halfway-ish. But I stayed too long at the falls, or too long at camp this morning, or whatever. It doesn't have time. So I was looking for another place to camp, and man, I don't know why this stresses me out so bad. But I'm in Weeds, California, and everywhere I stop is a little scary for me. And I'm like, okay. And I stopped and asked a couple of people, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't know camping. You're gonna have to ask somebody else. I don't camp, And I was like, okay, but I just gotta play somewhere. You can go to the mountains. There's all these beautiful mountains, and there's this honey lake out there, but it's all blocked. You can't even get down to the lake. And I'm just like, is it private owned? Is it sick? Is it like what? It just makes me sad that there's just so many places in nature that are, privately owned, no trespassing, but they're not being nurtured. They're not being witnessed. They're not being, explored, and not commodified, or what's the word? Not commodified. Is that the word? Where you figure out how to make money off of it. Because that's gross too. But whatever. It's just like, what happened to just land? This land is your land. This land is my land. Like, we were born on this land, of this land, and then there's all these places we can't go on the land because somebody owns it and says no trespassing. Anyway, I digress. So I text Jerry and like, hey, I need some extra help. Pray for me. And of course, Saint Germain, the Violet Flame, the Golden Dragon Seraphim. I'm like, go ahead of me. Come on, show me the way. I finally pull off at like the third or fourth road off the side of the highway. And I'm like, this has got to lead to a mountain that I can park in. And I'm just a little ways off of the main road, and on this giant pole is a huge hawk. Massive, like massive. So I slow down and see if he's gonna fly away or not. He doesn't. So I roll down my window, and he looks at me, and I look at him, and I was like, hey, any chance you know where I could camp? And he just looked away and flew to the next pole. And I was like, cool, thanks, man. But a little ways more down the road, there's a man and his son out riding bikes, and so I asked him, and he's like, oh, just keep driving up on this road. It turns to dirt, and it turns into national forest. You can park anywhere, camp anywhere. I was like, hallelujah. And then it's the finding the right spot. And the road starts paved, and then it goes to the graded dirt road, and then it goes to the pitted dirt road, and then it goes to the overgrown, and even the in between the tire tracks there's bushes. So I got a couple new racing stripes on the truck last night. Sorry, Jerry. Because I was going where no one been before, because I just wanted to get up and away. And I finally found this camp spot that was just beautiful next to this huge wall of giant boulders. There was a cute little beautiful fire pit created, and someone had even nicely laid out logs and pine cones to start a new fire. And I backed in, and for the first time on my pilgrimage, lit a fire. I did it the first night because that's really the only night I could have, because Mount Shasta, there's just no fires. But I did it the first night. I don't know why. I was like, I'm lighting a fire. It was so beautiful to just be there. And the pine cones. Oh my gosh, these Ponderosa pine cones smell like butterscotch when they're burning. The smoke. I was like, oh, it smells like butterscotch. So yummy. And of course, I'm still going through only my thoughts can harm me, so tell a better story, because I'm just so nervous. Bear country and elk, and I saw a sign somewhere that said recent mountain lion sighting, watch yourself. It was like, oh my god. If the camper was enclosed behind metal doors and glass doors, I'd park anywhere. But because it's like a camp, a tent, claws go through that, wants to open the zipper, they just come on in. So I ended up sleeping with my drum up on the bed just to make loud noise in case I heard something coming close, and had it with me all around the fire. Watched the moon set, and oh my gosh, Bear gave me a bundle, gifted me. So Bonnie and Ronnie, I bought this and they gifted me a candle. And then I bought the book and the fairy crown and a little spell magnet jar, and she gifted me a cedar bundle. So I like lit the cedar bundle with the fire and walked around and blessed and protected the camp and myself and the land and, you know, all the good things. And then it just kept smoldering and it just kept wafting over me the whole night I was there. I need to pack a little bit better with my food. It did pretty good. Lunches have been gluten-free udi buns, udi, I don't know, with barbecue jackfruit. That's been lunch, with chips or grapes or carrots and hummus. And then dinner has been rice, because there's pre-cooked rice packets and then there's like the curry pouches, and I just stick both of those in my little water kettle, get it boiling so it's hot, and then I pour them into each other and mix them up and eat them. That's been dinner the last couple of nights. And last night I was like, I don't know if I want more curry and rice. I'm kind of sick of that. And then I remembered that I found a rice noodle ramen packet. Boop, just single serve. So I was like, fuck yeah. And I put that in some boiling water, and that's cool. Oh my God, that was awesome. How do I get to that? It's like the coolest sculpture house. Oh, love stuff like that. I don't know how I didn't see that on the way. It's on the other side of the freeway. Squirrel. Shiny object syndrome. Yeah, so I ate the ramen last night, which was really nice because it kept me nice and warm, the broth. Tea, I had some Tulsi tea and licorice tea every night to keep me warm. My mushroom coffee in the mornings, and then grapes and dried mango for breakfast. And I kind of thought I'd find some like fun little cute mom and shop pops to like stop and eat in, or like vegan eateries or something in hippie places, but I did not. And that's okay. I had enough. I've plenty of food. So yeah, yesterday I leaving, just leaving Mount Shasta. It was the 2 days I was there, clear skies, beautiful, perfect, straight shot view of Mount Shasta. And then when I woke up on the third morning there, covered in clouds. And so when I was leaving, I just couldn't even see her, even in my rearview mirror. It was just like her way of like blanketing and saying, it is done. You can stop staring, like, we're comforted and held, and it is done. Your initiation is this part of your initiation here on the journey is done. It is safe for you to go home now. You're not going to miss anything because you can't see anything right now. These are the stories I tell myself, that nature, interacts with me in these ways, and it's my reality, and if it makes me feel good, and it's great. So that's what I was telling myself, and it feels really good. I continued listening to this book, The Way of the Rose, that is, I thought it was going to be more like Mother Mary, like Mother Mary and the Way, but and it is a lot about Mother Mary, but it's so much about the rosary. And at first I was a little like, because I'm not Catholic, but I have mala beads, and I use the mala beads for different chants and mantras, mostly Sanskrit, but it's been really, fascinating to listen to, because the person who's writing it, her husband is ex-Catholic and Buddhist and I don't know, something else. And she's not Catholic, but she learned had him teach her the rosary. Excuse me. Madonna and pilgrimages to these Black Madonna statues, and how Mother Mary shows up for you in a way, or Our Lady, or Mary the Virgin, whatever, shows up for you in ways, you know, that are just so different than the way that like organized religion suggests. And even how like the Catholic clergy has tried to rein in and control the way that the rosary's been done. It just is, it's wild. It can't be reined in. It's something, you know, it was given to, you know, the people that didn't have the education to read as ways to carry their prayers with them. And it's just really beautiful, the symbolism that it talks about. And it even talks about using it for, you know, however you want, using it for words of peace, and just, you know, you don't even have to say the prayers, the rosary prayers. You can say whatever you want, you know. It's Mother is vast. She is everywhere. I mean, look at her. She's everywhere. And she will show up for you the way you need her to. It's just really beautiful. Just really, really beautiful. Still not super comfortable in the wilderness. That was a pretty remote spot too. I had drove on the road for about 30 minutes before I found a spot and never saw another single person. And then as soon as I like popped up the tent and like anchored in, I heard a truck driving by with a trailer. But that was it. That was the only human sound I had heard the whole night. But still just really uneasy in nature, alone. It was really interesting. I was laying in bed and it sounded like something was literally running down the hill right by the camper, and they were gonna jump into the camper, you know, like, ah, you know, and I'm just like freaking out. And then it's like, oh yeah, it's the wind, Jenny, coming through the trees. And then it slowly starts to hit the straps on the camper, so they hit the tent thing, and it sounds like someone walking or jumping, you know. And then all of a sudden the thing, you know, it's like, okay, it's just the wind, you know. I could like calm down, but I was just like, what is this kink that I have about freaking myself out about nothing? I am safe. Like, and that is the mantra, right? It is safe to pee here. I am safe in my body. And I did. I kept singing that every time I went pee in the dark. It is safe to pee here. Just like, but why do I tell myself the story that it's a mountain lion coming down to get me, or a werewolf, or like literally, you guys, I'm not even kidding, a werewolf. Literally, I'm like, it's a werewolf. You know, like, why am I freaking myself out? Or I'm like, it's the axe murderer that just got out of the federal prison, because there was a federal prison like just a little ways down the highway. I mean, I was really up in the mountains, but still, like, if you're an escaped convict, that's not where you would hide. You know what I mean? My brain does this. And I'm like, okay, only my thoughts can harm me. Tell a better story. Only my thoughts can harm me, so tell a better story. But it was like, okay, instead of trying to like erase these thoughts, these fears, like let's existential kink this shit. And it was like, okay, all the fearful stories of my childhood, of like driving in the car and someone was following him, and then they'd flash the lights every once in a while, and she's so afraid of this person following her, but there was an axe murderer in the back of her, you know, car, and raising its knife to kill her when they flashed the lights, and then, you know, went down. Or like the bloody fingers of the one hand. I don't even remember all of the stories. I just remember like images from my childhood of the fear of being in nature, wilderness, and these terrifying things happening to people, young kids out. And I think they were like meant to like scare us from going and making out in nature. I don't know the purpose of them. Fun, who knows? But so I'm laying there and I'm calling all of them in, and I'm just feeling the sensations in my body. And just like the like bubble, like the like butterflies in the stomach, and the racing heart, and the okay, you know, just like give myself permission to feel it all. I love like, oh, you know, doing the like, oh no, not this scary story coming to get me. Oh no, this bloody hand, coming across me. You know, like, and I started reading a little bit of Joan of Arc to like help me feel sleepy inside too. But yeah, I still, like, a couple of times I had to wake up in the middle of the night for the bathroom, like I do, and just like, okay, you're okay, we're okay, we're okay. And clouds came in through the night, so there wasn't even starlight. So I ended up kind of taking one of my little solar panel lights out there to give me some light. And then I woke up this morning about 5 o'clock and was like, I gotta get on the road. I got an 8-hour drive ahead of me. So today I make it home and finish my pilgrimage, and it's back to life, back to reality, and integrating all these beautiful lessons and wisdoms, and then also unpacking, cleaning, to just turn around and pack up again for Yen on Fire. We leave on Wednesday, so I'll get home tonight, Monday night. I teach my class Tuesday morning, and then Tuesday day I'll laundry it up, and Wednesday we leave for Yen on Fire. What a fun life I've created for myself. I'm having guilt about my child right now, Drew. My other two are adults. They manage to take care of themselves, but Drew, they have chosen to stay with their dad for now because he's close to their school. And so can I just honor that and love them in that, and love I get a little more freedom too? Like, this trip wouldn't have happened if I had to get Drew to school. I mean, it could have still. I've got people and support, but it would have been another obstacle to my leaving. Not that Drew's an obstacle, but just like another, like, I can't leave because all these people need me and all these things need me and responsibilities, and I just am craving a simpler way of life. Just, it's so interesting, like the necessities that we, like what I've lived on, the last 5 days of my journey. I've had 4 of these. I had 6, but 2 of them exploded in the fridge freezer mishap. Curry, rice, grapes, carrots, hummus, some gluten-free buns and barbecue jackfruit, dried mango, and some chips. And I've been fantastic, Oh, I did buy beef jerky. Because I like when I find local beef jerky. I've had some elk jerky. And I've worn 3 outfits. 4 outfits. So this one, I'm on day 2 of this one. Wearing my hot pink pants and this Good Life shirt. Nighttime, I'm wearing my Mind and Body Collective sweater and my alpaca pants with my thermals underneath. And then the 2 days driving, so this is my driving home outfit, and then the 2 days driving there outfit was this blue sweater and linen pants. Like, that's it. I packed more. A swimsuit for the waterfall, towel. Like, I really don't need much, and just this simple way of chop wood, carry water, right? That Zen koan of before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. It's just like, just because you become enlightened doesn't mean you're not human anymore. Like, you still have human needs and human things that need to happen. So it's been just this desire to go back to more simplicity. This consumerism of more, and this need to fill, F-I-L-L, every space that we have with something, and then it creates stress of things that we have to protect, or take care of, or clean, or nurture, or use, And the Sacred Economics books, he just talked about how many, he did the statistics of how many people in just a neighborhood, like a typical suburban neighborhood, have treadmills and gyms and kayaks, and then the percentage of them that are actually used. So it's like, why do we need, like, I was just thinking of paddle boards. I have 3 or 4 paddle boards, right? And we use them 4 or 5 times a year. Why do I need, like, and then it just sits in my garage the rest of the year? Why can't there be like this circulatory system, you know, where it's like, I don't even have the words for it yet, you know. This is just the feeling where it's like, okay, I mean, it's that whole concept of the John Lennon song, Imagine. Can you imagine no possessions? I wonder if you can. And that song really hit me one time driving home from the studio after a really beautiful meditation experience. And it was like, I'm driving in the car and like, this car is a possession. Like, could I imagine like driving to the studio and just leaving the car in the front with the keys unlocked, and I come out and the car's gone, but there's another one that's waiting for me, or a bike or a scooter or not, and I get to walk, right? Until I come across a car that's ready for me, you know. And it's like some things like that can kind of make sense, like circulatory, right? And just like there when you need it, and everyone is a steward, and this is I can hear my parents and other naysayers like, yeah, but now it's gonna take, people are gonna misuse it, they're gonna abuse it, they're gonna take advantage of it. And it's like, okay, but did we not create that by creating mine, yours and mine, scarcity, and I'm going to take care of mine better than yours, or mine's going to be better than yours, I'm going to buy a better one than you have? And so like I don't there's got to be this we're born on this land that is free, given freely, free food, free shelter, all the things we need for shelter, air, water, everything that we need to sustain our life is given freely. Some random person decided to like slap a monetary number on it and then use those free resources to actually print the money, you know, the nickel, the copper, the whatever, the metal, and the paper for the bills, and said, okay, now you have to use this to like equal exchange. And it's just like, wait, this is all given freely. Why are we commodification is the only word that's coming to me right now. But you know, when we did that, we took away this like, let me just give because I love giving, and trust that it's going to come back to me because I give to you, and then you give to this person, that person gives to this person, who then eventually gives to me, right? It all comes full circle at some point eventually, because we're all one. But when we border things off and we close it off and say, no, that's mine, you can't have it, I got to protect it, it just feels yucky, and it makes me sad. And I know there's another way. And I'm still trying to figure that one out. So when I figure it out, I will let you know. I'm kind of hoping this Sacred Economics will give me some answers. He claims to have how to do it in this modern world we live in right now. So I'm gonna keep listening to that. But yeah, why did I get off on this tangent? That was my day 4, I think. It was day 4. It was a start traveling home day. It was a closing ceremony at Shasta day, and yeah, still not feeling at home outside alone in the darkness. So I still have things to explore and experience and learn and grow in. So interesting. We've been taught for so long to fear, to be careful, to be safe, because there could be a bad person or a bad thing, or nature is dangerous, or I'm like going back to my camping with my family, and it was like Cherry Hill. We camped at Cherry Hill, not all the time, but most of our camping was like in paved campsites, where there's water spigots and there's doors with toilets, not flushing, but holes, and toilet paper, and little marked, and you're so that was always our camping, and I loved it. I loved camping so much, but I've never really like off-roaded it. I've backpacked, but I was with 3 other people, so I wasn't alone, you know. Yeah, this is a big journey for me, and I'm still terrified. I was still terrified this morning, because it was like 5:30 when I finally started to go out of the tent to the camper, whatever. This is called EDC, Harker Outdoors. When I went outside, I turned on all the lights because it was still dark outside, and I was like, I'm okay, I'm safe, we're safe, it's totally safe. You know, I'm like just still like talking myself down from this panic, anxiety, fear that something or someone is out to get me, and I am alone. I am so alone out there, and I'm not alone, right? I'm surrounded, and those are the things I kept reminding myself. I am so not alone. These tree beings are witnessing me. The crickets are witnessing me. The rock beings are witnessing me. The shrub beings, the dirt is witnessing the sky, and the star beings are witnessing me. I am so not alone. Plus all my ascended masters and angels and ancestors, and oh my gosh, this person has a drum in their back window. How pretty! Aw, fun. Hi, drum friend. So it's still just terror, straight up terror that I'm just like breathing through and reminding myself, only my thoughts can harm me, so tell a better story. I want to say there were some more really big ahas, but they're not coming to me. The nature shows up for me because I show up for nature. That was a really big one. Green Tara and her time on Karnak is very reminiscent of, very accurate of, I feel like, what our current Earth is going through. One of the things that I did, which is really cool, I thought, and I think this has to do with nature showing up for me, and showing up for me is, as my energy drives through a place, it blesses it. Because I've set my energy up to do that. I've asked it to do that. I've commanded it to do that. Commanded feels really gross to say. Claimed that power. And I've been told that this is my gift by many things. The scriptures talk about it, right? The Sophia Code is a really big one, and the Sophia Code is the one that really helped me like integrate it into like not just some concept but actual reality, embodiment of whenever I'm in alignment with my higher divine self, my God self, right? Because I'm God in drag. God experiencing a Jenny body, Jenny thoughts, Jenny feelings, Jenny experiences, Jenny relationships. When I am in alignment with that higher self, everywhere I go becomes sacred holy land. Every word I utter becomes sacred holy divine scripture. Every relationship becomes a sacred divine holy relationship. Every, like I am the temple, right? The kingdom of God is within you, right? And so when I call in that kingdom of God within me, wherever I step becomes heaven on earth. And literally am anchoring heaven on earth. And that's the rainbow bridge connecting heaven and earth, right? The chakra systems. The crown chakra is inspiration in Spirit Nation, right? And the root chakra is here, our physical 3D body. The heart is the center, right? And so when I am connected to my heart, I'm open to inspiration from in Spirit Nation, and I am birthing it into this physical 3D realm with this body. Religion kind of teaches us that our bodies are a hindrance. Natural man is an enemy to God. Yuck, I don't like that. Where the old religions, one of the books I'm listening to on this journey, but before this journey, is the book When God Was a Woman, which is really, really fascinating and beautiful history of our religion and a fresh look on the archaeology that has been found and taking out like when those goddess figurines were found and the archaeologists put their lens of how they view women onto that goddess, and we take that away and think about back then when women, they didn't know a long, long time ago, thousands of years ago, when these figurines are found all over the world, these goddess figurines, they had no science to know the correlation between sex and baby, because it was 9 months. It was just like, here is this beautiful woman all now giving life. Like, they have no idea. There was, and it was the matriarchal line that everything went through. The women owned the land. They passed it down to their daughters. And it was just, why am I talking about this again? Goddess, mother, God was a woman, sex and children. I mean, they had no idea, right? This is Portal. I don't know why I started talking about this. Okay, I'm gonna stop now because now I'm just rambling because I'm driving and it keeps me awake. So I'm gonna ask for your prayers to keep me awake and focused on the road ahead and remembering to get gas. And I know that you'll be watching this way after I'm already home and have already uploaded it, but I believe that through time and space, miracles abound. Man, it's bothering me that there was a thing I wanted to say, and that's why I started talking about it, but it's not coming. Driving, heaven on earth realities. Driving the land. No, I already did that one. Okay, well, there was day 4, and now day 5 is this 8-hour drive home through I-80. Just all of Nevada, just this straight shot through a desert. And there's just this beautiful sagebrush. And golden rabbit brush flowers, and the little sagebrushy things are starting to turn red. And then there's the dark green and then the bright orange, and it's just this beautiful fall palette. Just so pretty. So thank you, universe, for showing up for me. I see you. I love you. Integration station. All right, well, it's not coming to me, and this has almost been an hour long, so okay, peace out. I love you. Bye.